We always think of cheating as physical, right? A secret touch, a stolen kiss. I used to think that way too. But I learned the hard way that an affair doesn't need physical contact to shatter a life. My wife's affair didn't start in a bedroom. It started in a chat window. And it destroyed everything we had built together. It began subtly. Sarah was always on her phone, smiling at the screen. When I'd ask what was so funny, she'd just say, "Oh, just some work stuff," or a funny video a friend sent. I believed her. Why wouldn't I? We were happy, or so I thought. We had our routines, our inside jokes, our future planned out. We were a team. Then the small changes started to pile up. She'd stay up late, long after I'd gone to bed, the glow of her phone screen lighting up the dark room. She started mentioning a new colleague, Mark. "Mark is so brilliant," she'd say. "He just gets my ideas at work." I was happy for her, genuinely. It's great to have a work friend you connect with. I encouraged it. I was so naive. Soon, Mark became the answer to everything. If I suggested a movie, she'd say, "Oh, Mark told me that one was terrible." If I cooked her favorite meal, she'd mention, "Mark and I had the best Thai food for lunch the other day." He was a constant, invisible presence in our home. I started to feel like a third wheel in my own marriage. The distance between us grew into a chasm. Our conversations became purely functional, about bills and groceries. The laughter disappeared. Intimacy, both emotional and physical, vanished. When I tried to talk to her about it, to bridge the gap, she'd get defensive. "You're being paranoid," she'd snap. "He's just a friend. Can't I have friends?" I started to doubt myself. Was I being controlling, insecure? I tried to ignore the knot in my stomach, the feeling that something was deeply wrong. But you can only lie to yourself for so long. The breaking point came on a Tuesday night. She fell asleep with her phone unlocked on the nightstand, something she never did. I know I shouldn't have, but I couldn't stop myself. My hands were shaking as I picked it up. And there it was. Months and months of messages between her and Mark. There were no explicit photos, no plans for secret meets. But the words. The words were a knife to the heart. They shared everything. Their hopes, their fears, their dreams for the future. He was the first person she told about her promotion. She sent him pictures of the sunrise from our window. They had pet names for each other. They said, "I love you." He knew more about my wife's inner world than I did. She was giving him the parts of her heart that were once reserved for me. The betrayal was overwhelming. It wasn't about sex. It was about intimacy, trust, and emotional connection. She had built a separate life, a separate relationship, right under my nose. She had chosen to share her soul with another man. When I confronted her, she broke down. She admitted she felt a connection with him that she'd lost with me. But she insisted it wasn't cheating because they never touched. But they had. They had touched each other's minds, each other's hearts. And in doing so, they had pushed me out completely. The foundation of our marriage, the trust and emotional exclusivity, was gone. We tried therapy, but the damage was too deep. The ghost of their connection haunted every room, every conversation. We couldn't rebuild what had been so thoroughly demolished. So, our marriage ended. Not with a bang, but with the quiet, devastating hum of 1,000 late-night messages. I learned that infidelity of the heart can be just as destructive, if not more so, than infidelity of the body. It's a quiet poison that seeps into the cracks of a relationship and breaks it from the inside out. If you ever feel that emotional distance growing in your own relationship, please talk about it before it's too late. Don't ignore the warning signs like I did. Emotional affairs are real, and they are devastating. If you've been through something similar, you're not alone. Thanks for listening to my story.